Hi, Sunday 16th September. I made a short journey up to Adam and Amanda Byer's place, Byer Koi Farm. Been here several times, previous videos on the channel and on nishigoy.life. And today we're going to have a look through some small Showa spawning. I'm going to show you around the rest of the farm and have a chat with Adam about the things that are going on here at the farm. So I'm just moving the fry with the Showa spawning into another net. Adam, tell us a little bit about this Showa spawning.
Hi. So this is our first Showa spawning, which marks us of a new thing for us, a bit of a side interest on top of our kahaku, for the main interest. And the female from the spawning is from Ueno, picked up through Mike Snaden of Yume Koi, and sort of almost 80 centimetre 5-year-old, one that Mike recommended as having a go from breeding from, and because of the nature of its sumi, the neatness of the sumi kiwa in particular, he commented on. And we spawned her this year with some of the males we had already here, and we performed Kuroku, so that's splitting the black hatchlings from the white hatchlings at about, let's say, 8 days age, and we reared those black hatchlings, and we had a small harvest. Something that certainly gave us a good sample of these sort of Showa babies to be able to review.
Well, we've just done the selection of the Showa, and these are about 20 that we've picked out as nice examples at the moment. Adam, what are your thoughts generally?
I have a few thoughts on these. I mean, for us it's very exciting to have a new variety coming through at Byer Koi Farm with 3 colours. Having 3 colours on a fish at Byer Koi Farm is a new thing. It's, previous to now, it's been focusing just on kahakus. And going through these today with you, Mark, I have to say that some of these Showas are really exciting prospects, and to have some that are this pretty come through from our first Showa spawning is really great news, and it gives us a lot to build on in terms of how we pair up our Showa females and new Showa males for the forthcoming years.
Excellent. So certainly there's some very interesting fish in here, I think. There's one particularly, if I'll find it, which is this one just here, and that was one when I came over Adam's last time, remember that, a few weeks ago, a month ago or so?
Yeah. Yes.
This particular Showa here was perhaps one that I felt was the number one when we went through them at that stage. I'm pleased to see a fish which is still developing, and quite possibly, to say this one, as I was mentioning, one that was photographed last time I came down here, a month or 5-6 weeks ago or something. I'll put a picture of that on the video now, and it's interesting to see how it's developed in that short space of time. Sumi's certainly changed, and overall I think a really nice prospect among this bunch. So, as many will know, my dream is to breed Showa and then to follow fish at this small size through to much bigger size. So hopefully this is one we can follow here at Byer Koi Farm into the future. Certainly some interesting fish amongst them. Some very thick, shiny sumi on some of the fish. Maybe too much sumi. Only time will tell how that develops. But certainly some very thick, shiny black sumi. Some nice patterns amongst them as well, some interesting patterns. So pop these back now into the pond before they start jumping out. In the net now, whittled it down to just 3, perhaps my 3 favourites of the batch at the moment. Three which hopefully we can follow a bit further with Anne's assistance. say, this one I photographed a few weeks ago. It's the one I hope can develop well here at the farm.
We still have the 2 ponds here at Byer Koi Farm. I'm hoping the planning will soon come through for us to extend by a further 4 ponds to get to 6 in total. And that's for our sort of next, that will get us to our sort of next step in the Byer Koi Farm expansion. For now, with the fantastic summer that we've had here in the UK, this top pond that we're standing next to now, we are rearing our third spawning out of this top pond, and that is a record for us. Some years we're able to use the pond twice for rearing fish to first selection, at which point we would harvest that pond, make our selection, and grow the koi we selected to keep. We would grow those on in our recirculation ponds in our polytunnels. By having that process, we can use this pond twice fairly regularly with the UK summer. This year, 3 times. Fish are still a few weeks away from first harvest, but you can see today is an absolutely beautiful day, mid-September. We are very fortunate, and some years the weather goes for us and some years it goes against us, and I think one of the things I've learned over the years is that when the weather's going for you is try and take advantage.
Yeah,
we're just very fortunate to be able to have done that this year. The fish in this pond, we've got 2 spawnings in this pond. There's some kahakus from a new female that we've brought in. We've called her Trudy. It's a very large Matsui female, close to 90 centimetres, I think at about 5 or 6 years old. Really fantastic frame, great skin colour. It's the frame and the overall sort of musculature of the fish which is really exciting for me as a breeder. And we brought the fish in. The first goal for us whenever we have a new female to sort of to take into our breeding program is one, does she spawn? Amazingly, we were able to get her to spawn on the first year, and I have a sample of fish from her in this pond, and for us that's what it'll be. It's going to be a sample to see how they develop, look to see whether the koi have bred with good body shapes, checking that there's no intrinsic deformities or anything like that have come through, and by being able to rear a sample from her, I can do that this year, which is brilliant news and lays us up for using her in a larger way next year.
And food, what do you?
This is I use Coppin's aquaculture range of foods. This particular one is essence, and it comes in different crumble sizes, and at the moment I'm feeding 0.3 to 0.5 millimetre pieces of crumble. And the great thing about essence, which is a really high quality food, is which we feed to the fry for their first month or 5 weeks of life, is it has a good protein level of the right kinds of proteins, but it also has all the other sort of minerals and vitamin supplements that just really help us rear healthy fry to first selection size. And so we use this food for that purpose, to give our fry a good healthy start.
Fine grains. If you've seen the videos at Perding Koi Farm in America, I suspect this is very similar to the food we use there from Ziegler. So not sure how clear this is going to be on the video, but you can see a huge amount of Daphnia swimming in the water column there, and this little fish here knows exactly where to find his food.
In this pond we have mostly kahakus from our Lava Rosa female, and we spawned her for the first time in 2017, and we've got a great batch of Akinisai coming through from her 2017 spawning right now. This year we've spawned her with a different set of males, our Matsui pair, and that is what you're seeing here, is the vast majority of the fish here. We had such a great spawning with her this year. We've already taken 20 or 25,000 fry out of this pond, and you can see we have plenty left. So it's been a super spawning. Pond's performed fantastic, and if you see the odd dark colour fry in there, that is from another Showa spawning that we ran this year, where we had just a small number of hatchlings, but I've augmented this pond with those hatchlings just in an attempt to rear a sample from that female, again to help us understand our Showa lines, which we are developing currently.
So Adam, more construction going on in here. What's happening in here?
Busy. We have got this. We were standing in our new polytunnel. This is a almost identical replication of our pre-existing polytunnel, and we've got 3 new growing on tanks going in this area here. And we've got Craig and John who are helping us with those. And this is another of our sort of quickly put up Croesus 20,000 litre what will be a growing on tank for larger fish, all plumbed in with bottom drains, drum, and then bubbling K1 for the bio. And so what that gives us is this doubles our growing to toe side growing on space, and then also doubles our growing toe side to nissai growing on space, which we are going to need next year. It's very cyclical the way that the farming works, and we are planning one step ahead so that we have the right facilities in place to take advantage of the good harvests that we've had, and then also planning for when we have 3 times as many fry ponds outside, planning for the internal recirculation systems that we will need again to take full advantage of those facilities.
And the large circular tank at the end is?
This has been a fantastic facility for us this year. It is basically just a large children's swimming pool, very, very large. I think it was the only one we've been able to find in the country, and it is about 40 or 50,000 litres, and we have used that this year as a pool to store fish within cage nets within that pond. As all the construction work has been going on, and we've had tanks that have been dismantled and tanks replaced, we haven't always had all the facilities we needed at the right time for when the harvests have come from the outdoor ponds. And so this has given us a contingency, if you like, a buffer for us to be able to continue koi farming this year at the same rate as we have done in all the previous years, while still upgrading all the facilities in the farm.
So this here, Adam, is basically what you're replicating next door. This is phase 1.
That's it, and you know, perhaps not your last visit, which was a few weeks ago, but certainly the previous one to that, this just wasn't here.
No.
I think this may have just been blank space, maybe with a couple of pick-you-up tanks to rear eggs in it, and this was our 2 swimming pool vats that we used to grow on the 4 baby champions that we've been able to produce on the farm. So this year we've dismantled the pre-existing growing on system, which was a bit of an emotional moment actually, because I don't know whether any of you watching have actually upgraded or dismantled a pond that you built with your hands, and you know, taking it down was a bit emotional, particularly as they produced so well for us over the years. But we cleared that space and we put this fantastic facility. Craig and John built this for us. This fantastic facility, which is a sleeper-based construction with box-weld liners, bottom drains going through to drum filter, and again bubbling K1, which works really well for us as a filtration mechanism. And we've increased the amount of growing on space by about 30% compared to what we had in this space previously, and that is all about us optimising our space so that we can take full advantage of all the fry that our optimised brood sets are able to produce. On this side we have the Croesus tank, which is again around 20,000 litres. It's filtered in exactly the same way as the others that I've described. what we're seeing in here is our aconite, which is tosai growing onto nisai, and also, for example, this ray of sunshine fish immediately in front of us. This is an example from Sharky from 2016. That's a nisai growing onto sansai, going through the 50s, probably pushing 60 at least at the moment. A few male broodfish that are in here to help them get over what has been quite a full-on breeding season for us this year, and we really stretched those stretched our males to the max. And this tank is working out. This tank we got installed around the turn of the calendar year 2018. We've had it in place since about the beginning of the year, and currently using it as a growing on tank. Here we see swimming together the ray of sunshine, a male from Sharky, which is Momotaro, female spawning, and then there's the Makashi, and to the other side of it we've got our 4-step, which is a female that came from that 2016 spawning. Really high hopes for those two, demonstrating great growth and really interesting patterns. You know, the skin we like to look for, and great keyword too. So ones for the future.
Adam, I'm sure after watching this, many people will think, let's have a look down there. What's the arrangement for people who would like to come and visit and see what you're doing? And
well, we'd love to see you, and you can find us online on the internet at byerkoifarm.co.uk, BYER koifarm.co.uk, and on our website you can see everything we've been up to for the last 6 years. On our blog we have our sales pages where you can buy koi direct from us, and we will be able to ship them to you. And there's a contacts page there, and that tells you how you can contact us, and that's all you need to do to make an appointment to come and see us. We are based near Hemel Hempstead, which is near the southern end of the M1, just where it meets the M25. Hemel Hempstead, Watford are just 10-15 minutes away.